Hey folks, well, interesting topic today on Home Racing World and on the forum as well as Facebook. Scott Culp started a thread about something that I think is interesting. What to race with the Skyline. The Skyline technically is a DTM. I mean, we know this from the slotted page from Maurizio, from what the car ran in Macau in the DTM class, so technically it's a DTM livery in their minds. Okay, fine. Well, what else could race with it? Well, I got a whole range of cars here that could, in theory, race with it. We're going to start with the Skyline right here. This is a Scalextric, and this is pretty much unobtainium now. Good luck trying to find it. I bought this. It's broken. I bought this years ago. And anyway, well, it's out there if you wanted to try to find it. In theory, it's out there. BMW by Scalextric. The E30. These actually raced head-to-head against these. So there's a good car available right now that you could race with it. There are other E30s out there. So there you go. Perfect running mate. By a, I mean, it's an inline. This is an inline. Doesn't have a pod, as you know. But you can get a chassis for this. I think they made a PCR chassis, the Scalextric podded chassis. I believe they did anyway. They don't make them anymore. Long story about that. But I'm sure there are printed chassis like from Oliver that you could get on Shapeways. Scalextric Ford Sierra. Also a car that would have raced directly against this car, especially in some European or British touring car, or European touring car races. It's a direct competitor. So 3 cars right there, direct competitors. Now let's go out on a bit more of a limb. Spirit, yeah, stick with me here. Golf GTI. Okay, a bit of a stretch, but generally speaking, from that era, why not? 635 from Spirit. Also from that era, they made this body, I believe, until 1989. So I mean, it's about the same. It's about the same size as the slotted. Wheelbase is almost identical. Guide lead is identical. The cars are, well, as far as I can tell, they're identical in size. So there you go. Get yourself a Spirit. They're out there. Some people, like myself, may have them on sale. But there's a lot of them floating around out there. 1990, 1989, it's close. Okay, the last one. Now, obviously, this is a bit of a stretch as well. It is a GT car. The F40 is a GT car. It was a street car. Whoops. That insert falls out all the time. So this car, I mean, it's from that time frame as well. It's a slotted. It's gonna be quite a bit wider. Yeah, it's quite a bit wider. It's a good deal lower. The guide lead is actually, the wheelbase is actually a little longer on this one, believe it or not. And the guide lead is actually longer on this. Center of gravity, I'm sure, is much higher on this, though. Just as a guess, especially without the insert. Yeah, okay. So that's, I mean, we have we have 2 direct competitors. This and this from Scalextric. Get a printed chassis. Put a pod under it. You got a class. Another possibility, and I know this is a bit of a stretch. Not a bit of a stretch. It is a stretch. Fox body Mustangs. Good luck trying to find these things. This one, unfortunately, I bought. It was a snap tight kit. I bought it years ago because I really like this body in real life, and I really want to make this into a slot car, and at some point I will. Or maybe someone will make it into slot car for me before then, which would be cool too. Fox body Mustang. Now, obviously, this is what, this is an 83, not an 84. So this is pretty early. But again, I mean, it's about the same size a car. You could make it into a slot car. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a stretch, but 2 cars available now. 3 makes a field. There you go. This is a question you get all the time when you work for a company or you look at message boards. What to race with what? You know, cars feels like it's kind of an orphan, but as you know, we see here, really it isn't. There's cars available. So if you look at racingsportscars.com, if you do a Google search for that, or if you do a Google search for 1990 race cars, oh, there are more. You'll find some cars. So other cars, old Ninco NSX. It was a JGTC car. I know it's a little wider than this. Same year, why not? Fly Viper, the Generation 1 Viper that was made. That's a possibility. The Toyota Celica, the rally versions that have been made, who made them? I guess Ninco made some. There have been some by, other companies. Relivery at 1990 car as well. C4 Corvette. Got to be something out there you could race. You could find, I guess. Maybe you'd find a C5 a little easier. Around that time frame, again, there are cars out there. So it's a common question to ask, what race with what, and get the idea of getting parity between cars. It's tough. You have the DTM cars that Slot makes. They're, a little bigger, a little longer, maybe a little wider wheelbase. The bodies on them are super light. So, I haven't run this against them yet. I don't know how the performance kind of parity is. Might be fine, but here are some other ideas. And, 2-door cars. So it's something to think about. Anyway, little Sunday. Yeah, Sunday. Sunday video here. Just a little, what they would call in the food industry, a serving suggestion. Thanks, folks. See you soon.